have made myself manager of Manchester United. However, I won't actually be managing them. See, I have made Erik ten Hag my assistant and Ralf Rangnick as my director of football. And I'm basically just going to be completing the transfer business, leaving Erik ten Hag as the manager for all the games when I holiday them. Erik can then use his tactics and I'm basically supplying him with the players that I think he needs for this team. You see, Erik likes to use vertical tiki-taka 4-2-3-1 wide, so that's what we'll train throughout the season. Immediately, an offer came in for Jesse Lingard from Arsenal for under £8 million. Yeah, I still accepted it. And there were many other players in this team that I wanted to get rid of, because we only have £32 million in the transfer budget, and too many players on high wages who are terrible players. First place I wanted to look is central midfield. I wanted someone who can pass and work hard with some aggression to press off the ball, and I narrowed it down to just 3 targets. Realistically, I wanted Tchouaméni, but his price is kind of high, so I needed to wait to see if I can make any player sales. And while we wait, let me tell you about today's sponsor of the video, SPITCH. SPITCH is a brand new fantasy footballing app to the market that you can download for free on your mobile devices. In the description at the top is a link which will help direct you straight to download SPITCH on your mobile device. You do have to be 18 years of age or above, and you do have to be from the UK, Germany, or Austria. However, once you have joined, there's a second link at the top of the description which will help you join my community league, and then you can battle out against everybody. And I do suggest joining the league right now, because then you can get a gist of SPITCH at the end of the season, because you can play on a week-by-week basis and you can still win money at the end of this season. But then you get all the practice in for next season when we start off fresh for the brand new Premier League start. The best thing about SPITCH, in my humble opinion though, is that there is no transfer limitations. Every single week you can pick a brand new team. Don't make the same mistake as I do and keep picking Manchester United players every single week. You don't have to do that. If they're terrible one week, pick somebody else. So yes, thank you to everybody who's been downloading SPITCH so far and supporting the channel, and thank you very much to SPITCH for sponsoring today's video. After a little bit of waiting, I decided maybe going for Dominguez was probably a better plan, as he was much cheaper. And I negotiated a deal down for just £22 million. Negotiations were tough, but compared to what we were paying players already, this guy is dirt cheap. I've also given Ten Hag all responsibilities, including talking to the media, running training, and everything to do with matches, by the way. We were hit with a big injury to Varane, meaning he will miss the first part of the season. But then Dominguez's work permit was accepted, and we completed our first signing to aid the Manchester United midfield. And as you can see, Erik ten Hag was absolutely buzzing about this to the media. We received a loan to buy offer for Fred, which gave us £15 million next year. Happy to accept that offer. But then Fred rejected it. Pre-season started off ropey, but it ended really well. And Erik is sticking to his 4-2-3-1. I then made Cristiano Ronaldo our club captain, replacing Harry Maguire. The first game of the season didn't start well, however. Arsenal scored straight from a corner, Bruno smashing a fantastic free kick, but Cavani gave away a penalty in the 90th minute for us to lose the game. Erik did play Dominguez though in midfield, but as you can see, Wan-Bissaka let us down with a straight red card in the 45th minute. And we have Liverpool next. We took the lead early with a Ronaldo header. He then doubled our lead in 16 minutes with a tap-in rebound. All is looking fantastic, and then Liverpool scored. And then they scored again. And then in the 85th minute, played one over the top of Maguire's head with pace to win the game. Great. We got our first win though versus Leicester in a 5-1 victory where Ronaldo scored 4 goals. And the transfer deadline day came and the rumour mill was all about Declan Rice. But the window closed, we had no money, only 1 in and 1 out. We've been given a bit of an easy Champions League group, with Lille being really our only biggest threat. But now it's time to go on holiday till January and leave Erik to it. So September was a terrible month, a loss in our first Champions League game and no goal scored in the last 3, with Manchester City next up in the league. That game finished 1-1 and Harry Maguire equalised from Sterling's opener. The rest of October and November went incredibly well for us, with only 1 loss in the Champions League against Shakhtar, which all started with a 4-0 win away to Newcastle with Ronaldo scoring 3. The December period was hectic, but a 6-game win streak ended with a draw to Brentford and a loss to Chelsea. That sees us sat in 3rd place behind City and Liverpool, with Ronaldo as the league's top scorer with 15 goals. And there I was gobbing off about how easy our Champions League group was, and we go and finish in 3rd place. And we've been drawn against Eintracht Frankfurt in the Europa League, tough draws as well in the Cups. City put us out in the Carabao Cup in the third round, and Liverpool awaits us in the third round of the FA Cup. I started the month, however, approaching young Kamara on an end of contract deal with 6 months to go. A perfect young prospect for Manchester United, agreeing to a 5-year contract. Real Madrid then came in with a £35 million offer for Maguire, and I snapped their hand off. Barcelona then came in for Paul Pogba, and I kind of just let it happen. We then bumped Liverpool out of the FA Cup with 2 set-piece headers from, yes, you guessed it, Cristiano Ronaldo. Pogba then rejected Barcelona, Maguire then rejected Real Madrid, but Kamara rejected everyone else and signed on the dotted line for us. Rashford scored the only goal at the Etihad to give us 3 points in the Manchester derby, which then sees us just 2 points behind top in third position. I decided Pogba was too good to let go for a free transfer. Erik ten Hag was using him, and using him quite well. After cutting out the greed, we shook hands on a 3-year contract on a cheaper wage than his current deal right now. Speaking of Erik, 89% of the time he is using a 4-2-3-1 and occasionally uses a narrow diamond formation. We actually won every game in January and only conceding 1 goal. And on deadline day, I accepted a loan to buy offer for Victor Lindelof from Atletico Madrid for £10.5 million if he plays 10 games. With the window now shut, very little happening. Lindelof out on loan, but Kamara will not be joining us, of course, until the end of this season. So off on holiday we go. February was good, only losing to Liverpool, but March looks incredibly difficult. Monaco in the Europa League next after defeating Eintracht Frankfurt. We drew the first leg 1-1, but when we travelled to Monaco, we were absolutely outstanding, defeating them 4-1 on the night. Juan Mata getting a brace, and Rashford ending the night with an absolute screamer. And by April, we were actually sat in second place. Wolfsburg up next in the Europa League quarterfinals, and Everton in the FA Cup semi-finals. But then we lost in the Europa League on penalties, which was rather annoying. We did, however, put ourselves in the FA Cup final through a big win over Everton, dropping 4 without a reply in the semi. We did, however, drop more points in the league with a couple of draws, and our league campaign is kind of over now. But the FA Cup, however, sees us in the final versus Fulham of all teams, and after they equalised from a set piece, our MVP of this season, Cristiano Ronaldo, scored a massive header to see us lift a trophy this season. So overall, not a bad season for Erik ten Hag in his first year at Manchester United. Only a few players performed for him like Ronaldo and Bruno this year, however. But we nearly have £100 million to spend this summer. And don't worry, Erik, I will chat to Ralph and we will see who I can bring in for you, mate. If episode 2 is out, I'll pop it right up on the screen right now, but if it isn't, make sure you subscribe so you do not miss that episode. Thank you.